Did I really use up all my scraps? In this video, I'm sharing a farm-themed mini album using entirely leftover paper from the On My Farm collection from Doodlebug. I had this collection for a little bit ago and wanted to use up all of the odds and ends. I don't know about you, but I feel like I put the odds and ends in a little envelope and they multiply while they're in the envelope. So my project for the beginning of the year was to try to use up as many of those odds and ends and the leftover paper as I could. Now, if you're going to ask about a tutorial, wait till the end of the video and I'll tell you all about it. So this album, let me grab my ruler because I don't remember, 4.5 by 5.5. It's got a 2-inch spine. I also used some leftover chipboard from my stash to make this, so that's probably a lot of where the size was dictated. I used a title that didn't come from the odds and ends. I guess it came from the titles ephemera. This did come from the odds and ends. I just covered it a little bit with the title, added a cute little mouse here and a little fly. I wanted to fly somewhere. I thought that's apropos for a farm mini album. Now, I didn't get to use a lot of the odds and ends, but I did use some stickers. Now, here's an odds and ends. This little windmill, actually, the piece came out a little further. I just cut it down, knowing that if you wanted to put a photo, this would cover some of your photo. This is open, so you can add a photo to this inside front cover. Gosh, aren't those sheep cute? Loved this paper, but you still can cover some of it with a little photo, and that says cock-a-doodle-doo on the cover. Inside, and these pages are very similar, inside here's more of the paper. I just took a sticker from the sticker sheet that says farm. I did use some plain cardstock from my stash to cover it because I really didn't have very big scraps left over. I used one of the what am I going to call those? Title border strips, and then added some of the brown paper down at the bottom to fill up that spot, just to make it a little bit of a deeper pocket. These are top loading pockets, so I added something inside to give you more room to put more photos. Now these, well, it's 3.5 by 4.5, so you could put smaller than that size photo, a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, 3-inch maybe by 4-inch photo would fit perfectly on there. So here's this. I had this paper and then added this to go alongside it. Just more like icons of farm. It says country there. That again was from the border strip. That's the word. And then here is our little photo mat. And then there is the photo mat on top. The photo mat inside is just a dark blue and just sort of hangs out right there. So you can put your photo inside. Loved the little pinkies. This oink oink was from the border strip that says piggy up there. And then there's room here to put your photo. I did have some petite prints in my stash, so I used that. I also had some mix and match paper that didn't come from Doodlebug that I added. Well, maybe I didn't add to the album, but I certainly did add some coordinating cardstock. So not really a theme here, just that nice bandana print. And that's from the border strip. So there's room for a photo. And that did come from the odds and ends. I just glued it down mainly at the bottom and put some cardstock there so you could add a photo to it. And you could add several photos in here. It's just a nice tuck spot for photos. So if you're going to ask for a tutorial, here's what happened. I was had some camera malfunctions and had to get a new camera. While I was waiting, I was just using up my stash. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to record, but I know people are going to want tutorials. I don't know that I'm going to do a tutorial on everything, but I'm going to put it to a vote. I will put it in my community tab. I think you see it if you're a subscriber. I'm not sure if you see it if you're not a subscriber. I honestly don't know for sure. But at the end of showing these mini albums, I'm going to put it to a vote on which ones you want to see tutorials on. So stay tuned. I will be showing you some more mini albums this week and asking you which one you want to see a tutorial on. So again, using up papers from my stash, some of the odds and ends, and just different things that I had. This is On the Farm using Doodlebug Designs paper. Thank you so much for watching and have a fabulous day.